Libra, thanks for joining me. This is your horoscope for August 2016. It's really nice to be with you. Please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to support me. That's the easiest way you can do that. Now, beginning of August, you'll notice that you have a lot of feelings when it comes to your work and how you make your money. If you're doing something that you're not particularly happy with, that doesn't resonate with your truth, you may experience a pang of conscience. On the other hand, you may get some sort of intuitive message that tells you how you can move forward and succeed in a way that is very aligned with your true values and beliefs. On the 2nd of August, the new moon occurs. It occurs in Leo in your 11th house. And the new moon happens at 8:46 in the evening, and that's based on Greenwich Mean Time. So it pulls all of this fiery Leo energy into your chart, and it sets you up for a very nice start to this month. Obviously, the new moon pulls energy in to start the next monthly cycle for the moon, and it means you focus on this month and you go into August thinking, how can I find things that I enjoy? What is it that I'm enthusiastic about? How can I bring fire and passion and excitement into my life? And that's really your focus going into the month of August. That gets stronger and heightened as Mars moves into Sagittarius, another fire sign, on the 3rd of August, and it does that in your 3rd house of communication. So the things that you engage with, the things that you're interested in, are going to be very, very important to you, and your personal interests, your ideas, what you're communicating, and the message that you put out there is going to be paramount to you. So you will feel a great sense of importance, and I have something to share that is really meaningful and that I want to put out there, regardless of what other people think. So if you're someone who's quite compromising and shy and who doesn't go around being outspoken all the time, you'll notice that August is a time that feels strangely forceful when it comes to what you're saying and what you won't compromise on. On the 4th of August, the moon starts to conjunct Venus and Mercury in your 11th and 12th houses, and this is a time when you really start to feel a sense of self-knowing. You've got a lot going on in that 12th house, and the 12th house is about spirituality and spiritual strength. So you know very clearly who you are. You make sense of what you're communicating with yourself, what you're trying to achieve in your life, and the personal sense of identity that you have is going to be crystal clear. Again, if you're someone who doesn't always know what they're about, even sometimes if you don't know exactly what you're feeling, the beginning of August here, Libra, is a really good time to witness or to bear witness to a really crystallized version of yourself and to say, that's who I am. So there's no room for confusion here. You're spot on. You've got razor sharp focus. On the 5th of August, Mars begins to conjunct Saturn, and this is really important. They start to have this relationship with each other until the 7th of September, so it lasts for the duration of August. And Mars is personal desire, drive, and what you're moving towards. Saturn is the outer planet of scrutiny, structure, restriction. In the Tarot, he is represented by the Emperor, and it's really the authority figure that is immovable, concise, and really is strong and really committed to his own point of view and vision. When these two come together, they form in you a communicator who is completely unshakable and really, really powerful and direct. So if you want to write a book, if you have a presentation to make, if you have a message to share, this is an amazing time for you because nothing is going to derail you. Again, if you're a sensitive person, if you are worried about other people's criticism or the doubts kind of rattle around in your head and you censor yourself, none of that is going to be in place. So again, on the flip side of that, be careful that you don't hurt other people's feelings, that you don't just bang it out there, this is the way it is, therefore this is the way it is, and to hell with everyone's feelings. Think before you speak and make the most of this communicative strength. On the 6th of August, Venus goes into Virgo in your 12th house. Venus is the planet of love and beauty, and in Virgo she's at her most severe and disciplined and analytical. And again, in your 12th house, it's really a deconstruction of self. Who am I? What am I trying to achieve? What are the things in my life that bring me greatest pleasure? And I think in August, the answer is going to be my ideas, what I share and what I communicate with other people is really valid and strong. And you've really come into your own this month. On the 7th and 8th of August, the moon goes into your sign in Libra and it moves into your first house, and it begins to square Pluto in your fourth house of family. So there will be a natural sense of ease and a natural sense of feeling part of a community. But what you'll notice is that there are some changes going on in your family life. It may be that a relative is moving, or someone's getting married, or someone's having a child, or someone is changing their jobs. There will be some changes in your family life, so go with the flow and be there for other people and support them in these changes. On the 9th of August, the moon is now in Scorpio and it conjuncts Black Moon Lilith in your second house. This is a very interesting time. By looking within, Libra, you will be able to really hit the nail on the head and to discover something through your emotions that will enable you to become more prosperous and abundant in a financial sense. That then squares your midheaven in Leo in your 11th house, and by implementing these ideas that you receive on the 9th and 10th of August, you can really achieve your working hopes and dreams. This is a pivotal time for you. On the 11th and 12th of August then, the moon moves on and it's now conjuncting Mars and Saturn. So these two big, strong, masculine energies in your third house, you feel completely at ease sharing what it is you're sharing, being clear on what path you're going to walk, and actually to start walking it. So you're all about progress. On this day, the strongest element in your chart is fire. So you're completely enamored with an idea or a message that has taken hold of you, and you're really going with it. Again, if this was a faulty idea, or if I thought you were galloping down the wrong direction, I would say hang on a minute, but you're really on point and it's safe to move ahead. On the 13th of August, Saturn, this outer planet, goes direct. So Saturn moves very slowly through the chart. It's been in retrograde for at least 4 months. And now when it goes direct, you'll notice that it's the end of anxiety and loss and fear and limitation and restrictions, and things feel even more progressive and you feel more settled within yourself and safe to move ahead. If there are people in your life who are frightened and fearful, you could even lend your strength to some of them. That's how much certainty you have within yourself. On the 14th of August, Chiron starts to quincunx the sun in Leo, and Chiron is in your 6th house. So through your physical body, you will get some sort of message that allows you to build and realize a hope and dream in your actual life. That could be, how could that look? For instance, an ongoing breathing problem, you may have the message that, okay, it's time to leave Austria and it's time to move to a warmer climate so that your breathing becomes easier. And it just so happens that you've always wanted to live by the sea. So something that's going on in your physical body will pave the way for you to achieve that. On the 15th, another really important relationship starts to appear. And this time it's Mars beginning to square Neptune, and they form this relationship until the 4th of September. Now, I've spoken about Mars, that it gives you real strength of communication, but Neptune in your 6th house in Pisces gives you an understanding of the more spiritual truths, the underlying messages behind things. And not only are you very forceful when it comes to your message, but you're really good at reading between the lines and identifying the messages that may be going on beneath the surface. So again, if you're troubleshooting or if you're trying to progress with your own life, this is a fabulous time to use your intuition to find the way to overcome obstacles and to keep moving forward by listening to your guides, by listening to your angels, and letting nothing stop you. Really, you are unstoppable, and now on this day you have fire and earth, so you can put your passions into practice. What's that song? Take your passion and make it happen, 100%. On the 16th of August, the moon is now in Capricorn, and it squares Uranus in your 7th house. Family-wise, there are changes going on, ongoing things altering. I think you feel very comfortable, and it's a good time to lend your energy to another person. So again, it's the theme that you have so much power this month that you can be there for other people. On the 17th, the moon is now in Aquarius and it squares Black Moon Lilith in your 2nd house. Either your romantic partner or your children may give you some information which has which opens up another opportunity when it comes to making money. Okay, that's really the kind of sideline gift here, that you start to get all of these ideas for abundance and prosperity. Don't dismiss those this month, they're very important. The full moon occurs on the 18th, and the full moon is in Aquarius. That is in your 5th house, so the full moon is always a coming to fruition, and it showers you in its Aquarian energy. So you really feel loved by other people. I think you feel supported, and I get the sense that you feel connected enough to support others. This is an interesting full moon though, because it's an almost lunar eclipse. Some people are saying it is a lunar eclipse, other people are saying it's not. What happens is the moon moves through the shadow of Earth, and it doesn't get blacked out, the light is just dimmed somewhat. And in astrology, that kind of represents this underlying sense of unease or emotional awareness, and I think that is always behind the scenes for you this month. So even though you may be feeling open and communicative, always listen to your own gut, because that's where the real treasures are coming from for you this month. On the 19th and 20th, the moon joins Neptune in the south node and Chiron in your 6th house. And this is interesting in terms, again, of your physical body, understanding something through the guidance that your body provides you with, and it may even be that you find the answer to a physical health problem that you've had for a while. You know, you can see a doctor, you can go see a homeopath, or do all of these different things. But I think something that we all kind of neglect to do is just to actually sit down with ourselves and to say, what is it that you're trying to tell me? Because we're so trained in the Western world to just say, well, if there's a problem, then you go to a doctor and you have it eradicated. Often our bodies really try and communicate something to us, and it takes a certain level of patience. You have that patience around the 19th and 20th, and you can really get to the root of some sort of ongoing chronic issue that you may have. There's a grand trine in fire on the 21st of August. You will be able to really achieve one of your hopes and dreams again. It's the second or third time I'm saying this for you this month, Libra. It's really a time of dreams being realized by communicating openly in some sort of public forum. So if you have a book pitch, if you have a presentation to do, the 21st is an amazing day to do that. The sun goes into Virgo on the 22nd of August. It joins all of that energy in your 12th house. And out of all of the signs of the zodiac, Libra, you are the one who has the most spiritual strength. So you are totally aligned with your own spirituality and your higher self. And that is why you're able to overcome all of these physical obstacles, why you're able to achieve your hopes and dreams, because you're tapping into the true source of who you are. That only is heightened on the 22nd of August onwards. And the 23rd and 24th of August sees the moon going into Taurus in your 8th house. This is a really good time to let yourself be pampered and appreciated by other people in your life. So there is this sense of belonging. Why not go stay with a friend, or ask someone to borrow the house for a couple of days and just take a few days off just to relax and unwind. These 2 days are going to be the best ones to do that for you. On the 25th, there's a Grand Cross, and that connects your desire to travel with your spiritual strength, communication, and the kind of secrets being revealed within your health. So this is another good day to do something by yourself, to travel or to explore something, to meditate, to get more answers about the real you, because I think it's been a while since you've been this aligned with your true self. I think last month was a real month of spiritual development and growth for you, and I really think you've come a long way, and it's time to make use of that internal understanding that you've now got. The sun in Virgo starts to conjunct the North Node in Virgo in your 12th house, and there's an additional deepening of all of these qualities. The North Node is what you're trying to achieve on a soul level, and the sun in Virgo is your identity. These two coming together really allows you to break down, in a spiritual sense, what you're about, why you've come back to planet Earth, what your purpose is here, and it's another secret being revealed. By meditating, by asking yourself these questions, by going within, you will really understand what your purpose is. And it can be at this specific time in your life or for the duration of your life, but it's the two worlds, you know, the higher self and all of the things that are written about you, really being accessible and seeing those in your conscious earthly self, and really integrating that information. It's like having access to the Akashic records and just being able to walk up to them and to read them. On the 28th, the moon starts to square Uranus. The moon is now in Cancer in your 10th house. And this is interesting because relationship-wise, it's again up to you to lend your strength to another person and to be nurturing in your working life. And by supporting whatever person asks you for help and support, you will benefit from that. So if that's a question and you don't know how to decide, be of service, it'll work out well. The moon is in Leo on the 29th of August and forms a square relationship with your rising sign in Scorpio in your 2nd house. And again, internal information, secrets being revealed, wonderful, about how you can improve your financial situation and how you can really transform your life so that it becomes abundant. On the 30th of August, Venus goes into Libra, so there's less of a analytical sense now, and you start to feel much more like yourself and less self-critical and less inward looking, and you start looking outwards again and how you can connect with other people. Unfortunately, on the same day, Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo in your 12th house. So spiritually, you will start to feel like there's some distance now between the higher self and the real you, the physical you, and the messages and being able to walk up to the Akashic records and just flipping through them, that'll become a little bit more difficult. So make use of all of this spiritual strength that you've got in August, because it really does slow down severely the end of the month, and then Mercury does stay in retrograde in Virgo until the 22nd of September. Finally, on the last day of the month, the moon is now in Virgo, and it prepares for the new moon and the solar eclipse, which is happening on the 1st of September. That happens in your 12th house again. So this is a final push, the new moon pulling in this new energy, this Virgo energy of self-awareness, and it means that you get a second wind. So for the next couple of days in September, 1, 2, 3, you will still be able to have that connection with the higher self. But as the month of September progresses, that starts to fade away and you become more focused on the 3D physical world. So that's what I get for you in August. It looks like an amazing month for you, Libras. If you have any questions about your finances, what you ought to be doing to become more prosperous, or you're interested in getting some answers about your love life and how you can bring more romance into your relationship, or when you'll meet the one, then please get in touch with me via my website for a private reading. The website is gregoryscott.com. Just click on the readings tab and you can order your reading with me there. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I also do live tarot readings on Facebook. If you're interested in that, check that out. It's facebook.com/GregoryScott444. Like the page and you'll be notified when I come on live. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll speak to you soon.